preparing. I will let you know in a second.
I bet you
Setting up.
it's very hot in Costa Rica right now, right?
Oh yes, it never gets really cold. Never gets really cold.
Not even spring.
Okay, we are now live.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into a special edition of Insights of a Survivor. I'm here with my special guest, Miss Silvia Nava. She was our guest last night, but we were having technical difficulties, and so she just said, "You know what? Let's do this tomorrow." She's been a big supporter of mine for months. I mean, I've been doing this for about a year. So Miss Sylvia is always the one. So a lot of times when I'm like, I'm tired, I'll see one of her. I'm sorry, I got this ribbon in my face. She'll post something, keep going, motivating me, inspiring me, encouraging me, uplifting me. Her spirituality and her holistic beliefs help me with my breath work. You know, because she has her own show, she has her own company, and I did this whole big introduction yesterday. It was beautiful. You guys missed it. You know, I could do it again. You want me to do it again, Miss Sylvia, just to let everyone know who you are, or do you want to just jump on in? This is all for you.
Well, no, whatever you prefer. Tell
Okay,
them, tell them a little bit about me. I guess that.
Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia is the founder and CEO of TNM School for Your Visionary Awakening. She's a coach, a healer, and someone who has dedicated her life to helping others step into their own transformation, which is, again, she helps me. She doesn't realize how much she helps me, but she me. She's living proof that no matter where you've been, no matter what you've been through, and no matter what you're going through, you can still rise. So if you feel trapped in a pattern, in old patterns, or if you struggle to believe that you are worthy of more, if you've ever wondered how you're going to start living instead of just surviving, Miss Sylvia, she's the one for you. And just kind of giving you a heads up, there's a trigger warning before we begin. I just want to acknowledge that we may cover some topics that are sensitive, including things like domestic violence, survivorships, and stories of healing journeys that may be sensitive or triggering for any listeners who have experienced trauma. So please take care of yourself while listening to this powerful, powerful story from this powerful, powerful woman. Pause, reset if you need to, reach out for support, and prioritize your well being. So just please put yourself first. Miss Sylvia and I both understand. We've been there. We know what's going on, and we are really much in support of you caring for yourself. So, Miss Sylvia, how are you today?
I'm doing very well. As I was speaking to you before, I am back from Mexico 4 days ago. So I'm in New York City, and I feel the city to be cold, though everybody else feels spring now, right? Because it's yesterday we were at 70 degrees, but the day before was very cold. And so here we are, as always, if things don't work the first time, they will eventually work on the third, I suppose, right? And here we are. So I want to welcome everybody here. As PJ said, my name is Silvia Nava, and I'm so happy to be your guest. Yes, I've been kind of like present in her journey this time because this is the first time this journey that PJ is going through, like for the last 2 months, 3 months, PJ, that you've gone
It's
through
been a
all,
year.
and then I've been here. I found PJ and I was so happy about it. So
Yes.
PJ, I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, and
Thank you.
everybody for being here with us today, supporting and being sharing with us, actually, because here we are to share. We are a family, okay? And yes, you've gone through things, we've gone through things, and we are here to
Mhm.
talk about that, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So yesterday you were before we realized we couldn't hear you. You were talking to us about your journey and how your journey ties into your personal story and what led you to do the work that you do today.
Yes, actually, I was telling you yesterday a little bit about how this journey, that is a life journey, right? Began when I was 14 years old. And I wasn't even aware, as it usually happens, right? We are not aware, like, what's going on. We just feel funny and we show up to others funny too. until they tell you. So my friends began to tell me what's going on. You are not taking care of yourself, and I said, "Oh yeah, well I didn't iron my uniform, but I am dressed up, in this way." So they say something is going on. Are you depressed? So then I realized that something was happening, right? Then I became aware of my emotions. I became aware of like how I was presenting myself to the world at that time, 14 years old, very young, struggling to become myself, that's the journey of the teenager. But then at 27, boom, I got my first descent. Uh, what I call descent is a period. For me, it was about 13 years that I was going through intense, um, will I say pain? Well, no, I was going through very strange experiences. Okay. I used to have like out of the body experiences. I had heavy dreams, and I was scared. I didn't know what was happening to me, going through all these things. Well, remember, I'm kind of psychic, I mean, I began my journey reading cards, doing sacred numbers. I did massage. I put hands, for Reiki and pranic healing. I was training pranic healing in the Philippines by Master Choa, the founder of this amazing art of healing. And so I was doing that at the very start of my journey working with women. Men came too, I mean, women call men, and I said, yeah, the door is open. So that's how I began my journey. All of a sudden I began to have these insights about what to do in terms of like being with people, uh, working with. But I knew very clearly the call was to work with women. Okay, and early on I had a very powerful psychic reading where the psychic told me here in New York City, because I've been in the States. I mean, I'm more American than than Mexican. So, and I heard from this woman the most amazing things that I said, "What? What are you talking about?" She says, "Well, yeah, you are in the service of the divine black goddess." So what? All I know is Virgin of Guadalupe in Mexico. What is this black goddess all about, right? But I had been channeling poetry, and in the poetry, she describes herself. So, needless to say, she was present in my life in that way, but I wasn't aware. I go, who is this? And I even had to ask her one day when I went into meditation, hey, hello, and I talked to the guides like the way I talk to you. I said, so what's going on? You are this goddess, and you give me these strange poems. Who are you? I mean, I only know the Virgin of Guadalupe. So is she black? Well, she's dark. Okay, she's the mother of the earth, and the biggest virgin in Mexico. So then I channeled this amazing paper where this Divine Mother talks to me about herself. And just to make it real short, I will say something that was really shocking to me at the time. I am the goddess of the unconscious light, the black goddess of the unconscious light. What? Yeah. All right. And then she gave me a whole paper that I guess eventually. Oh, by the way, it is part of the introduction of my book, The New Meaning of Femininity. So, so there you are. This guide, or how would you call it? Each person will have their own way to perceive these kind of experiences. For me, it was just like She told me she's the black goddess of the unconscious light. And in the paper, she spells it out because I said, well, and what does that mean? I mean, boom, boom, boom. I began to write, da, 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 da. And she says, well, I am unconsciously present in the lives of people. So that's why I'm black. I'm being kept in the dark, in the unconscious, but I am the mother of light. So to make it very easy for all of us, is all very cryptic, symbolic language that at the time I didn't understand. I was too young. So with the years, it's not like I right away knew everything what was the conversation about. No, it took me years. Even right now, I can, you know, kind of like comprehend. Perhaps I don't understand sometimes with my mind, but I comprehend with my heart. I begin to feel like, oh, okay, so it is sitting more in my consciousness now. So, working for women, okay, in service of the Divine Mother. So that's what my work is coming from. And then I channeled very powerful poetry that is very unusual. I channeled in Spanish. So the poetry I've over the years I've had a lot of difficulty translating the poetry. As you probably know, it is not easy to translate poetry. You know, uh, it loses its power, if you know what I mean. However, I had a person helping me with this, some person of letters more than me, because I'm more of an intuitive, and she helped me translate the poetry. Am I happy with the translations? Well, no, because I know them in Spanish, and I know they mean a lot more. Okay. However, I think, hey, what can we do? I am Spanish speaking. I learn English, and one more way that I can use to communicate to the world. So, what else shall I say? Well, my path has been quite difficult. All right. Yes, I went through this journey for 13 years, or about 13 years. And it was so clear to me. One day I woke up. By the way, what made this experience really amazing, uncomfortable at times? It was that I used to wake up 3, 4 in the morning, with a lot of sweat and with a sense of death every day. Every day. Oh my God, that was crazy when I think about it. But it wasn't crazy back then. It was like, oh God, when is this going to end? And lo and behold, it ended. One day, one beautiful morning, I just sat up. I remember that very well. I didn't open my eyes only and then sat up. No, I sat up and opened my eyes, and then something said inside of me, it is over, never again. And I said, oh my God, this is amazing. And I looked through the window. There was a tree outside of my window, and the experience was religious. It was amazing. I felt amazingly liberated at that time. And okay, so I had experiences like, you know, being out of the body. And that's a very scary thing. It was a very scary thing for me back then. Um, so I work a lot with the void. If you ask me, what the hell is that? Well, that is an experience that you come upon that when you release a lot of the stuff that we are conditioned by, you know, we begin to be comfortable in the nothingness. and it's really beautiful. Um, but at first, it wasn't so beautiful. I was in the shower one day, and I went into this experience, and I said, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Because I'm Taurus, right? So it's like I like to be grounded. I like to feel in my body, and this thing of going out of the body and floating or things like that was very intense for me as a Taurus. So at this point, when I was in the shower, I felt like I was leaving the body literally. And I was, oh, no, no, I don't want that, And I came out of the shower. I began to jump up and down and came back. But that was just part of the journey. I mean, how we become accustomed to these amazing, unusual experiences, right? And being in the void is having no thoughts, and it's amazing, it's wonderful. It's what they might call in the West, what is that? Um, blissful, a blissful state is really a no thought state. Okay. So, where is my healing coming from? From there, from that void. Um, it is all intuitive, and I teach. All my teaching has to do with how do we um, learn to download from the intuition into our cognitive mind, so that we are able to manifest that in the world. And I know that, working with so many women over the years, I realize it is very difficult to know, like, um, you know, the dreams that are coming through. And because we are conditioned to not believe in what comes from within, that we always looking for the answer outside, then well, we tend to deny these things. It's like, wow, that is unreal. I never did that. That sounds wacko. I don't pay attention to that. However, that is the voice of the soul that is coming through the intuition. The intuition is the channel, is the antenna of the cosmos. So therefore, you know, allowing this flow of wisdom coming from the universe into the logical mind to make some sense of it, because at times it's very strange. So it's a matter of training yourself and become comfortable with that. I will say that bridge that we create between one brain, one mind, and the other mind, right? The logical and the intuition. And I always say that uh, we want to love both equally. Okay, we need to cherish our logical mind because it's wonderful. It's the one that help us communicate with 3D. Otherwise, we'll be illogical all the time. Well, that's not very good in this dimension. We need to be make sense. So the ideas that come from the intuition become uh, intelligible when they are downloaded into the logical mind. And of course, my focus of work is dreams. So you can imagine you download the dreams so that they become um, goals and processes that you can manifest in 3D. Otherwise, our dreams are always there, kind of like hanging between two worlds, right? In the intuition trying to come through, but because the logical mind.
Miss Sylvia, I can't hear you.
Um, okay, can you hear me better now? Is it clear?
It's coming. It's like it's breaking up, and now let's see. Can you say something?
that
Perfect.
we are creating a bridge between the cognition and, well, the opposite, the intuition into the logical mind. Can you hear me well now? Now I lost you. Jay. I don't hear you.
Oh, I go on mute so that you can talk and you don't, because I have a lot of barking dogs outside of my house. Because
Then I
so
don't
so when you
know.
no, no, no. I give you guys
Oh,
the opportunity to speak uninterrupted until whenever you want me to jump in. But you're kind of giving us a really good idea of what it is that you do and all this knowledge that you're. And I what you're telling me, I've experienced some of those things myself. Like I go to sleep at night and I can feel myself coming out of myself, and that is scary. As all
yeah.
outdoors, I'll lay there still, and I'll start to panic. But I've been hearing a lot more that these things are normal. So hearing your story is kind of helping me understand what's happening to me.
Okay, let's put it this way, PJ. These days, these things are normal because all the alignments in the sky. Okay,
Hmm.
our journey is coming to completion around
Hmm.
time because we are being catapulted to further enlightenment. And enlightenment is being conscious every moment. And this is happening, it's happening. I mean, what can I say? I mean,
Yes.
meditating, well, yeah, you can meditate all you want, but the stars in the heavens are doing the work, they're percolating the pertinent energy for us to wake up. So that's
Hmm.
why there is a lot of depression, there is a lot of anguish, because people do not know, what is going on. It is coming from this phenomena that is happening in the heavens.
Hmm.
Okay, so that's why we need to have a container, right? To have groups, to have each other to talk about things, and to begin to feel, oh, it's a new time.
Yes.
It's
Is that
normal.
what you do with your clients? Like this is your clients, they come to you when they need help with aligning their energies. Can you kind of walk us through some of your practices to shift our energy towards the abundance, towards the empowerment, towards the shift, the changes that you're discussing now?
Absolutely. Yes, actually, I am trained to the casino in everything. I love to study. So I'm trained in neo-linguistic program. 4 years, schooling like this,
Same,
and I don't miss a day of school. I'm a real nerd.
same. Me too.
Yeah,
Because knowledge is everything. Knowledge is everything. People don't understand. Once you know it, you cannot unknow it, and you can always use the tools you learn.
about how they at the center they saw me all the time, right? And they say, "Oh, do you have your pillow and your blanket here?" I say, "Yeah." I say, "Yes, nearly, yeah." And then I went to other trainings, like I'm trained in communication
Hmm.
and then I found some of these nerds too, over there.
Hey, us
And
nerds have to stick together, though.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I look at them. Hi guys, how you doing? They say, what? You are here too? Can you? I said, okay, so welcome. You're here, and I'm here. I'm happy to see you here. Anyway, so yeah, NLP for 4 years, and then I am in college. I said already, I'm a nerd, so I went and declared 3 majors, one at a time, until they threw me out. Because I was going to declare another course in literature, Russian literature. Oh, but actually, I majored in philosophy, medical anthropology, and comparative studies in world religion. And
Can you repeat that? You broke up there.
yeah, I am in college. I got 3 majors. One is philosophy, comparative studies in world religion, and medical anthropology. Okay.
Okay.
Now, it's kind of interesting, right? That I went to study.
that. And today, that's exactly what I needed. That's the background I need for the work that I do and to make sense of the experiences that I've gone through. So everything is so perfect, right? So when you see, I worked with a variety of uh, people, women. I worked also with domestic violence situations. And gradually, this it guides. Okay, and gradually began to narrow me to what I do now. What I do now is help women, uh, well, like I said before, about 2 lines, download comfortably, consciously their dreams, to begin to acknowledge the dreams coming from the soul. I speak a lot about the dreams that come from the soul. And of course, if I talk about the dreams of the soul, there must be other dreams as well. And the others are the ones that we learn in the environment, like mama wanted you to become blah, blah, blah. And then your teacher said you're good at blah, blah, blah. All right, so you get all these ideas in society about what you should become. However, there is a time in your life where you are quiet and you begin to hear what
Okay, you're breaking up again. So I heard the last thing I heard was society telling you what you should become, and then you broke up.
yeah. So working with the dreams, how to download dreams,
Hmm.
and how to acknowledge the voice of your soul, the voice of your dream. That is your voice. That's the voice of power. When I say unlocking your throat, unlocking the throats of women, I am referring to that because if you ask me, nothing can heal more than finding your purpose, your mission, your dreams. Your dreams are the building blocks of your mission and your purpose. So how will you heal when you know where you are going? You know the direction in your life. Okay, so helping women download the dreams and then create results with the dreams and then create money with the dreams. Okay, purpose turns into a business. In this time, women own the money. The divine feminine is here with us, and the money is going to be re-owned by women. We do not have a history with money. Women do not have a history with money. I mean, women have gotten the money from father, mother, brother, cousin, whatever, always a male. And the society, as it is now, a society of war, competition, of fighting with each other, is a say masculine. We have the divine masculine. No, but now, huge. But the divine mother is back in us. Motherly love. I speak a lot about motherly love. Now, how do you learn to love yourself from the mother within? And in other words, how do you love inner love? Right? How do we love ourselves? And with that, see, parents gave us whatever they could and they knew. I mean, the way they raised us is the way they were raised. So what can we expect sometimes? On top of that, each one of us has our own way of feeling loved uh, by what? Something unique that needs to happen. And most of the time doesn't. Parents do not know how to do that because that is very personal, very profound. We come to this life from many lives. I believe that we are. And we all know each other here because we are part of the family, we've been together before. That is my belief, and PJ, we've been together so many lives. Why we coming back again? Right?
I believe that too.
Yeah, because I feel such a familiarity with you, PJ. Oh, I know this one, it's kind of interesting. So, um, so okay, then you have it. Dreams, healing your life through your dreams and channeling that into mission, into purpose. Okay, and monetize. You cannot get away from that. You need to monetize your um, talents, whatever you love to do, okay? Because the promise with this work is that yes, making money is very important, but just making money for the heck of it, no. Making money to feel fulfilled and to feel fulfilled doing the work you do, making money, doing the work you do with a, what will be the purpose of that? To improve our planet, to help other people. First, we help ourselves, okay? But then our work needs to help the world, to make it a better world. Let's put it that way. So, and make money, right? Loving what you do. So, dreams, two kinds of dreams. The dreams that come from the soul and the dreams that come from society, all right? So, we are here to work with the dreams that, that inspired us. Okay, but first we need to trust our so it goes step one and we do it, because actually we know how to do it. We're just remembering, remembering how to do it. Okay, so we can say healing through dreaming and manifesting your dreams and turning your dreams into money. What I said before, women have known that the concept of money is free. We can
You're
make
breaking
uh,
up again. Okay, there we go.
we can make a lot of money, but
You're breaking up again.
now,
Mm,
hear me now.
perfect.
So this um, conversation about money is extremely important for us women. Okay, for what I just said, that money is not a concept. It's a concept that manifests into paper or whatever, gold, whatever, you know. But it's a concept that is foreign to women. Women historically have always been taken care of for whatever reasons that we cannot suspect. Okay, because I mean, if you don't have money in a society that exchanges money with money, then what is going on? Right? Money, money of the world needs to be utilized. If utilized, and that's what ensures true healing in my formula, in my system. Okay, so um, yes, and then the declaration here is that money is feminine, right? Just imagine money gives you beautiful things, gives you comfort, health, beauty, being superficial, right? Then at a different level,
You're breaking up again.
you can give the money away. You make a lot, don't want it. Some people don't, oh, I don't need to make that much money, right? So just give it away or open schools or, whatever. No. In fact, you shouldn't, you should share. Okay, so and money as a divine mother's tool,
in my mind, it makes a lot of sense. It's like the milk of the mother, because it is the one that provides a lot of great stuff, great living in these times in our civilization. Okay. I don't remember, though I have glimpses of having been in summer, but I don't go there. So I don't know how, the exchange was back then. And I assume it was with something, maybe it was an exchange. And that's what we are talking about, money, something that we exchange for goods, for a good life, uh, for comfort, for happiness. To It's not wrong to say that. For fulfillment, yes, yes. Because if you have somebody sick and you don't have money to help them, you're not gonna be happy. All right. So yeah. So money is wonderful, and money is mother. Money is the milk of the divine mother. Uh, Money with milk. That's how I will describe money. Why do I say that? Because as far as we are concerned, this culture and civilization, money has a negative connotation, and we have these issues with money within us. Okay. And then, well, thoughts and emotions create vibration. And instead of attracting money, we repel it with the kinds of thoughts or emotions we might have towards money. So yeah, we want to have uh, a change, a mindset reset about money. It is something that might be very necessary for us women. I suppose men too, but you know, I work with women, right? But men are included as well. Please, if there are men out there, please don't be offended. You are welcome too. And my focus has been women, okay? By command of spirit, but I love humanity as a whole. Um, so what else? So that's the focus of my work. Healing
Okay.
through a path that you create is a rite of passage. How to make money, learning to make money. And it's a very mystical thing. Look, I've been in the spiritual path for the last 25, 30 years, something like, with different gurus. By the way, when I came out of my descent, what was the first thing? 3 months later, I was in India, and I lived there for a while with who was my guru at the time. Oh, he's still my guru, but my guru is inside of me. I am my own guru, okay? If you ask me, because the guru is not outside, it is inside. We are our own teachers inside of us. Everything is inside. The soul talks, so we just need to learn to listen to the soul. And that's what we are learning here, okay? So, yes, a mystical path, mystical ways to unlock abundance within us. Is that starting to make sense? Woman,
Yes.
money. Number 8, infinity.
Infinity.
Yes, mother. Okay. So my
That's
work,
beautiful.
the work has a lot to do with meditation, because if you are going to create changes, see, well, right now I'm talking to your mind, but I'm also talking to your subconscious mind. I mean, you are internalizing a lot of things here that at times you may say, well, what is she talking about now? I don't understand. Don't worry. Your subconscious mind grabs everything and then it makes sense of it. Okay. So we learn both from the rational and then it goes into the subconscious, and then something happens there. Okay, we begin to learn to make sense. Okay, so
Uh,
so a rite of passage, a change the money codes by means of spiritual, deep spiritual practices. Okay, so making money, making money, and feeling good about making money, and knowing what the money is for, and being very clear how you make your money. That's what makes it so valuable and wonderful, right? Then you are really taking in the golden ray. That is the highest ray in the spectrum. That's the gold, the the God vibration. Okay. So when money is made to help others and helping others, I believe it's godly money, gold money. That's how he made. And I was right at home with that. I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna own that. That sounds good to me," you know. So, so yes, money is wonderful, and we need to fall in love with it, because what happens to a lover if you don't show love and your thoughts are not of love? Well, scare away. Right? So it is the same, because the vibration is vibration. Everything is energy. So take it from there. Thought.
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Miss Sylvia, for all that. How can our listeners connect with you? How can my listeners and our listeners, whoever hears today, learn more about your coaching, your school, and your transformational work? Like if they want to, they see this and they say, okay, this is something that has sparked an interest in me, and I feel the things that you know, because everyone feels that little nudge is telling them there's something more. And then we find people like Miss Sylvia, and it's like, okay, this is all coming together. What she says makes sense. Like, how can they reach the women that women that may want to work with you to help increase their money, to learn about all of these wonderful transformational energy. I mean, like it's a lot. It's a lot to do in such a little time. So if they want to learn more, how can they reach you?
Okay, so we can, well, first of all, I think you can we post here my email address, because I work through a direct contact with the person one on one on the session at, at
Hmm.
first, to see where is the person, to help the
Hmm.
person clear out uh, that person wants to, and create a plan. Okay. So if they send me an email uh, at Silvia Nava 1919 at gmail.com. Now I am going to spell the name. S as in Sam, I, L as in Lola, V as in Victor, I, A, Nava, N as in Nancy, A, V as in Victor, A, 1919 at gmail.com. So you send me your email there. And by the way, I just this second I decided that I have a gift for you, because I want you to know that I'm very grateful that you are giving us here your energy. So you deserve to have a gift from me. All right. So I'm going to send you some your $1 million dream. Okay, is a 15-minute video book. And then, if you are interested, you send me another email and you let me know you want the PDF manual and the meditation. And then I'll provide you with that for you to start. Okay? Because we need to start. We women need to start
Oh my goodness.
right
That's
now.
so. Thank you so much for that gift. Anyone, if you're here, please take advantage of that. You can get more detailed about, how to transform your mind into this way of thinking. So I appreciate that, Miss Sylvia, so much. I appreciate you for coming out. I am so sorry again that we couldn't do this last night, but I'm so happy that we were able to do this today. Everyone, I want to thank you so much. Mwah, it's been so wonderful having you here, Miss Sylvia. Thank you so much for sharing your wonderful story.
Listen, PJ, don't give me the microphone cookie because I will go, hours, okay?
No worries, no worries. This is we got a little bit of time and we got to wrap it up. But I want everyone to be able to get in contact with you. So I put it in the comments. I'm also going to put it in the description so anyone can put access you on your email. And then when I promote this episode again, I'm going to make sure that your contact information is on there. But Miss Cynthia, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to email you myself because I've been waiting to work with you for months. So we're gonna keep going with this. I appreciate your time.
PJ, girl, we are going to do some things here. I
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
this
Yes,
morning,
ma'am.
said, you're going to meet with that woman, And I said, really? Yeah, but I hardly know her. You know how you talk with yourself?
Yes.
PJ, I said, no, I feel I know this woman. Her energy is so familiar.
Thank you.
PJ, for the record, I would like to say that right now, my work is having a turn that is just surprising to me, okay? Uh, Now my guides want me to go into the causal plane to do the healing from there, which is very profound. If we are going to change the money codes, that's a profound thing. Money is a dirty talk for many people. Oh, you're so spiritual, so what does it matter? Well, no. When I pay my rent, if I tell my landlord, "Hey, listen, you're in my prayers," says yes. Well, you have to
You're
pay
in
the
mine too, but you pay your rent still, or you gotta go. I got that.
exactly.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
we have to get real, okay? We have to
Yes.
here I describe very quickly how I was in the spiritual path for you to have an
Yes,
idea.
ma'am.
I the picture is I'm standing somewhere with my head in the clouds and with my legs dangling, hanging. They are not touching the ground. So I was all up there with my wings, right? No, we need to touch the ground and we need to know that we live in 3D. And in 3D, if you throw yourself from the window, you're going to crash.
You're gonna fall. Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you again, Miss Sylvia, so much. I appreciate you so much for your time. We're going to have another episode because I feel like you have so much more to share with this community, and I'm just really excited. So we're going to do this again, and I want to be able to. We're going to have to do a special edition where we give you just the whole floor, 2 hours. So
Believe me, get a group. Hey, I picture it this way. We get this big, beautiful uh, group with the women. And we'll be there with a justice circle. Are you familiar with the words justice
yes,
circle?
yes, ma'am.
In the circle, you stay there until whatever somebody keeps talking about you, whatever. You just be there. You just be patient.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we're gonna have to wrap this up, Miss Cynthia. But thank you so much, so much for your sharing. I love your energy. I love your energy. It's really hard. I'm like but I love your energy so much, and I just thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Very good, PJ. I've been very happy. I think this is so much fun. Our
Yes,
energy
ma'am.
together, and it creates a beautiful golden bubble. It's really
Yes,
beautiful
ma'am.
energy,
It is.
and I think that we publicize our next meeting. You know, we can have a great time with a lot of women. Because
Yes,
this is
ma'am. We can a panel discussion. Yes, definitely,
a lot of fun.
definitely.
Okay, so PJ, we are going to close this already, right? So I again want to thank you, PJ, for
Yes,
inviting
ma'am.
me. And this is the first time I meet you this way.
Yes. Mwah. Yes.
I've been feeling you, you know, and uh, and all the women out there and the men out there. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
it's going to be a recording, right, PJ? Is
This
this
is going to this is we're live, but we also have replay. So anyone who can't attend today, you're always able to come to my show, Empower Voices, my network. I'm sorry, Empower Voices, Find the Strength of Survivors, and you'll be able to access this live anytime you want to hear Miss Sylvia's inspiring story, her powerful words. So yes,
Miss PJ? Here, Miss PJ and Miss Sylvia, right? Okay,
yes, ma'am.
listen, family. It's been a pleasure being with you. And for those who are going to watch this video, welcome. Thank you so much for your support. Support because this work is necessary
It
around
is.
in the world. It is a worldwide thing. We are here to contact women from all over because these issues belong to everybody, to humanity. So thank you so much for being there.
Thank
And
you.
please, do send your email. And I want to share
Yes,
this video book. All right. I would
yes,
love to
ma'am.
on this journey. Okay. Thank you so
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that was so beautiful, Miss Sylvia. I've been waiting to speak with her so much. It was just this, today's message hit home. Just don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode to someone who needs to hear it, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a moment like this. So I'm so grateful for Miss Sylvia. Like she said, um, she's been in my life, in my support system for a long time. I think she was one of my very first. So I really appreciate hearing everything that she has to say, hearing her stories. She's a special person. She has a special part of my heart. So thank you so much for coming out. And speaking of building, I want to let you guys know of things that are coming. My new support group is here. I have a support group designed for survivors to heal, connect, and reclaim. It's called Broken Circle. It's a support group for domestic violence survivors and sexual assault survivors. So please reach out to me. My link tree is in my bio, or you can go to my new website, www.soulfulresiliencejourney.com, and you can find the information out there. And in June of 2025, I'm launching a master skills program with a colleague of mine, well, a friend of mine, Miss Ruby, and Miss Cassandra. We will be having a transformative experience to help survivors of domestic violence heal from their trauma and take back their lives. This is about breaking cycles and about healing. So please stay tuned for that. I'm also honored to announce my opportunity to be a part of a college speaking tour, bringing these types of conversations to the next generation. And this is bigger than me. This is all about us. So if you ever wondered how to make a difference, this is how. Support the work, share the message, because healing doesn't happen in isolation. It happens when we come together. And I will leave you with this beautiful quote from Miss Ashata Shakur. It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We must love each other and we must support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains. So thank you so much again for tuning in. And until next time, stay strong, stay resilient, and never stop rising. Mwah.